Yeah, we played tight. We missed some great looks, I thought. We missed some bunnies at the rim. The more we missed the good looks, I think we tightened up and shied away from continuing to take them. The third quarter was good in the sense that we got a bit of a run, we were aggressive on the rim, and that was something we wanted to talk about. Keep attacking the rim, we're able to get to the foul line, we're able to get some finishes. We got a 1 point lead, and then we started, the starters were out there, we had to rotate a couple of guys through because they started to feel a bit winded, and in a stretch of 2.5 minutes, Tassie just blew it out again. So, there's a lot of learning lessons from it, but the reality was, Tassie's bench was amazing. They came onto the court and like Isaac White, McVeigh, I know he can start, but both McVeigh and Kelly in that position were really dynamic. Sam McDaniel got out there and, I know you can, cut up the plus minus, but, he's plus 19 alongside, White was 13. So, every time we felt like we got a bit of a run, the momentum was taken from us, and whether we were reacting unnecessarily to calls, they made some tough shots and it seemed to bring us back down again. So, for a lot of these guys, it's their first, post-season type game, and they're understanding the nature of that beast. We got a sudden death game now on Sunday we need to prepare for, so, we can't be too down on ourselves because we've got 2 days to prepare for Perth up here.
So speaking of that inexperience, do you think the pressure really got to the guys tonight? Did it have an impact?
I can't speak for them. I felt like there was some uncharacteristic type behaviours out there, which, whether that's to do with the moment or not, I'll be making assumptions, right? And I don't want to do that because I haven't spoken to some of these guys individually. But Tassie came in with a mindset, in that first quarter they really exploited it. So, we need to be better. We need to be better with our, moment, right? We dwell on we'll react into turnovers, and we're like this, and we're dropping heads, and no, you got to move on. You got to play the next possession. Get the ball back. So I think for little moments throughout the game, we potentially showed our lack of what would you call it, experience. But now we are getting more experience from it, and how quickly we can turn that around in the next 2 days for a Sunday sudden death is going to be important.
Taj obviously missed the Wildcats game, came back today and was influential. How important is he to the side and moving forward?
Yeah, him and everybody, right? I wanted to get more shots for DJ. Maybe I played him too long, and there was moments where he looked fatigued. I wanted to get more looks for Bull. I thought Bull's had some really good looks at the rim. I want to get more touches for Sam, across the board. But the great thing about Taj is he just goes and gets his ability to go get his. I don't have to worry too much about him in the sense of particularly running stuff, because he was able to get to the foul line, he was able to be aggressive. But that's what his game is.
Is a game like tonight something where you go, look, we can't go on court and fix this, we're just going to sit down as a group and watch this, and we've got to just sort it out on Sunday? Is it one of those types of games, or is it something that you want to sort of figure out on court a little bit more?
Nah, neither, I think, because you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We've got to go back, and it'll be a real short edit to say this is not what we've done all season, right? And knowing that this is postseason, there's another level of intensity that comes with it. We can't take possessions off and just think we're going to make up for it down the track, because then that starts to accumulate, and before you know it, you're down 10 points. So, there's a couple of little things that we want to highlight and say these are the non-negotiables, but for the most part, we really have to move on and prepare for Perth, and the recovery and managing the bodies is probably going to take priority.
Well, on court, when there's situations like that where you guys are missing sort of, I don't want to say unlucky, but just shots that should be falling, and momentum's not swinging your way, how does that feel as a player when just the group says things aren't really going, and not the luck, but just things aren't going right for you guys how they normally should? How does that feel?
What do you mean?
In terms of when the momentum's not going your way, is that sort of frustrating as a group when that happens on the court?
Yeah, it can get frustrating when you miss shots that usually go in. But yeah, I think that was a big difference maker today. I think we let it bother us a little bit because they don't usually happen. So it happened a lot today, but there's nothing you can do about it. I think we'll respond better next time. But you can't really plan for those type of shots. Nobody's trying to miss shots on purpose. But yeah, it's a little frustrating, if being honest. Yeah.
And Coach, are you glad that now no awards night to deal with? You get to stay in Cairns for a bit, and Perth has to make the big trip over. It gives you guys a bit more time to settle down now.
Yeah, I mean, this is we got to use this advantage, right? And the reality is it's on us. You know, we've done this a couple of times now throughout the season. We've probably put ourselves in a more difficult position than what we had to. You know, we got home court advantage, so it's on us. And Perth obviously riding a bit of momentum at the moment with a great game to finish out the season with against Sydney, and then obviously the win tonight against Southeast. We're still trying to find our momentum, you know, in this short stretch. So, yeah, you got to knuckle up, right? Do or die.
Speaking of momentum, you guys obviously did beat them against the last game of the season, but then they have got two over here. How important is it to win? Obviously, it's important to win, but coming in off a win against them, how important is that to the side and building that confidence?
Yeah, because, you know, we have all the advantage in our favour right now. These guys are going to be sleeping in their own beds. They're going to be accustomed to these rings. You know, we're going to be able to get on the floor. We don't have to worry about a flight. And then we've got our fan base in front of us, our support. So there's really no excuse for us to come out on Sunday and get the job done. And what happens is going to be how we decide to play on that day. And that's really important, is that we control our own fate. We have for the most part of the season.
Well, first ever your postseason game for you. How do you find the change in intensity in the game?
I mean, it wasn't a big difference. Tassie is a physical team. We're a physical team. I think it showed tonight, so I don't think it's a big jump.
Chris on Zoom.
Bull, you pride yourself on your defence and taking on the biggest jobs in the league. How excited are you to now try to limit what Bryce Cotton does on Sunday?
I don't think it's just going to all be on me. We have a lot of defensive guys on this team. We have Shannon, we have Taj, DJ on the back end. So it's going to take a team effort, as always.
How much confidence do you take out of what you did last Friday over in Perth now going into Sunday that you can get the job done again against them, Bull?
I think that's in the past. I don't think it's going to make a big difference when it comes Sunday. It's going to be one of those games, big game for both teams. I think it's whoever shows up that's going to take that one.
Forde talked earlier about how your first playoff experience for a lot of you guys. Do you feel like you will learn a lot from tonight that will help you now going into Sunday?
Yeah, that's all you can do. You learn from it and take what you can and carry it forward.
Forde, it's set up nicely, isn't it? With your history with the Wildcats, the fact that you just broke that losing streak against them, you know, your history with Bryce, you know him so well. It's set up for a hell of a day, isn't it, now on Sunday?
And definitely not trying to make it personal, right? Because, you know, there's only so much I can do on the sideline. So, you know, we will take confidence from the fact that we beat them, but I'm sure Perth is taking confidence that they've got us twice here. So, you know, this is really going to be the team that is, you know, most confident, best prepared, and most importantly, capitalises on the opportunity, you know, whether it be the individual or the collective. So that we can only, you know, roll into this game. Can't take too much from the past in what either side has done. Knowing that, you know, you need a win to advance.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.